This evening I'll be presenting an abstract, an updated results of the bb21217, which is a next generation CAR T therapy against BCMA. So the idea behind bb21217 is that it takes the same construct as bb2121, but it actually is incubated with PI3 kinase inhibitor. And by doing so, that confers a memory phenotype to the cells. And so the idea here is that these cells will be able to last longer, and then hopefully that will translate to more control of patients' disease. Because one of the things that we're seeing is CAR T therapy is showing incredible response rates, but the problem is patients are still relapsing. And so the hope is, like, how do we, one of the potentials is that if we keep the cells along longer, we'll be able to control the disease. And so that's the idea behind bb21217. And so this is a phase 1 dose escalation trial. We tested 3 dose levels at 150 million, 300 million, and 450 million, with the plan to then expand one of those levels. So this is actually just the results of the dose escalation. The first dose level at 150 has the longest follow-up. The 300 and 450 are actually quite short at this point. In terms of toxicity, we saw no new safety signals with this drug. Very similar to other CAR T therapies. Cytokine release syndrome is one of the toxicities that we worry about. That was seen in 65% of the patients, but for the most part, we're grade 1 and 2. The neurotoxicity is the other toxicity you worry about with CAR T therapy. We saw that in about a quarter of the patients, but again, mostly grade 1, 2, although there were 2 grade 3 and 1 grade 4 neurotoxicity. But again, a small percentage of the patients. In terms of the efficacy, at the 150 dose level, we saw an overall response rate of 83%, with all of those patients having at least a very good partial remission or better. At the 300 and 450, the overall responses are lower at 40 to 60%, but those patients are so early that it requires 2 assessments to determine confirmed response. And so many of those patients have not reached that point yet, and we left them out of the response. So presumably those will deepen with a little more follow-up. But what's very interesting is in the higher dose levels, none of the patients that have had a confirmed response have progressed. And so we're hopeful that that will translate to a longer duration of response.